Hey there, today I want to talk about one of my favorite things ever to talk about, actually, which is getting your life together. This is something that I feel like I could write a book on. It's something that I'm deeply passionate about because I've had my life be a disaster and I've had to build it up many times over. And this is a routine that I still do regularly whenever I'm like, ooh, my life is just falling off a bit. It's not quite where I want it to be. This is a routine that kind of just kickstarts me back and gets me back on track. So I wanted to share my best advice and biggest tips for how to get your life together if it's currently a disaster. My very first step for you is, if your life is currently a disaster, you're watching this video, you feel stressed, you feel anxious, you do not feel well at all, my biggest advice is go get ready and shower if you haven't already. Please go do so. This is an extremely important first step here. This signifies not only a certain importance to the day. When you shower and get ready, you are saying that your day is important, but it also shows a certain level of care for yourself. What I love about this is that you don't need to do affirmations. You don't need to say anything. You don't even need to believe this while you're doing it. You just need to do it. Your brain already knows what this signifies and that you are taking care of yourself and that you are already taking the steps to getting your life on track in the smallest little way. So first step, go get ready. If you haven't done it, leave this video now and go get ready, please. Now, once you are ready and showered, the second thing you're going to do is you're going to make your environment look clean. Now, it doesn't actually need to be super clean at this stage because I know it could be really overwhelming if your place looks like a disaster right now. It can be way too overwhelming to deep dive, deep clean. That might feel like too much for you. So just make it look nice. If you need to shove some things in drawers, shove it in drawers. If you need to throw things in the closet, throw it in the closet. We will get to that later, but try to make your environment, either clean it or make it look as clean and tidy as possible. This is another extremely important step. If your environment is chaotic, you will feel chaotic. There is no way around this. Trying to feel calm in a chaotic environment, it's a gift some people have. I didn't have it. It always made me feel crazy and insane, and I was the biggest mess, like used to sleep next to a pizza box type disaster. So if this is you, I feel you, I hear you, I was there, but this is a really important step. Make your environment clean, make it look clean, because having a certain level of calm and stability in your environment will breed that in yourself. Now, you might be wondering, like, why aren't we deep diving into the things that we really need to do at this stage? And the reason we're not doing that, and we're honestly the two most important steps you can take, is getting ready and making your environment look clean, is because when these two things are off, in your mind, you might have so many things you're unhappy with that you think are off, that you think you need to change. And the truth is, you don't really know what you need to change until you start cultivating stability. So it's very important to kind of come from a stable place when you take a look and assess your life. The other thing that's important to know about having a tidy, clean environment is that you are springing into action right away in a different way. Yes, getting ready is action, but I feel like, physically moving in your environment, touching things, moving things around, you are bringing action around both in yourself and then to your environment, which you're going to be doing in the next steps as well. But this is just a huge piece to kickstarting, like, how to assess your life and how to take it to that next level. Now that you're ready for the day and your environment is clean, somewhat clean, again, I don't care if you throw everything in your closet, doesn't matter. What you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to brain dump everything that's on your mind. So go get a clean piece of paper and write on the top, getting my life together, getting my act together, getting my shit together, whatever you want to call it. And beneath that, you are going to write every single thing that's been weighing on your mind. This may be cleaning out your drawers. This may be booking your dentist appointment. This may be cleaning out your fridge, buying new shoes because the ones that you wear have a weird hole in them and you just keep meaning to replace them and don't get around to it. Tailoring clothing, hanging up photos that have been sitting around forever. You get the idea. Just everything that has been weighing on you, and it might not all come to you right away. Some stuff is going to come to you. It might come to you in waves. Just start writing down what you can. When I make a big list of this, if I haven't done it in a long time, and even if I have done it recently, things might come to me over the course of several hours, maybe even several days. I just go in and write it down, no big deal. But the point is, get it on paper, see it, see what actually needs to be done and what you're working with. Now, the reason you want to do this brain dump and put it all on paper is because you want to, right now, it's in your head. You don't actually know what you need to do. You think you know, but when you write something down, it takes it from a level of like just in your mind and it makes it a little more real. It also shows a certain level of commitment. Even just writing it down, you're already taking that first step towards committing to fixing it or doing something about it or being a part of a solution. So just writing it down is a huge step, and it gives you an idea of how much you're working with. And don't stop this list until you really feel like, oh wow, if I got all those things done, I would feel like I had my act together. Now you'll notice I'm not diving into any fun stuff. I'm not diving into you going and following your dreams just yet. And the reason I'm not doing that is because it's so important to build a base of stability in your life. You want to have this grounded stability that you have things in order or things are being taken care of. Before you go jump into my life isn't good because I don't have this or because I don't have my dream job right now, make everything as good as you possibly can as it is. And then the next step, of course, is going to be jumping into that. But it's so important to build out this base of just getting things together on a basic level. Now you're going to take this list, and I don't know how much stuff you have on it, but if you're anything like me, probably a lot. I think my first one was like several pages long, so it might be a lot of things. What you're going to do is you are going to take that list and you are going to take a planner. If you don't have a planner, watch my planning video. I actually go into planning and I just use like a notebook, so go into that. But what you're going to do is you're actually going to take that list and schedule everything out over the course of 3 to 4 months, depending on how long it is. So what this does is you're actually putting things to a date. Use a pencil. You obviously don't know what's going to be happening 3 months from now, but in your mind, you are showing yourself that you are actually have a plan to attack your list of all of the different things that you might need to do. And again, the point here is not that you actually tackle each thing each day that you give it, but in a given week when you see like, oh, these are the things I'm going to be handling this week, if some things move to the next week, if some things from the next week get brought up, no big deal. It's not the point. Again, use a pencil. It's not about being perfect, but it's about actually writing down when you're going to be handling those things, because now in your mind you're already in the process of handling it. It's not just an idea, it's you have a plan, you have an idea, and you even have a deadline of when you're going to be done 4 months down the line. So this shouldn't be something that's crazy overwhelming where you're spending every single weekend bored going through your list. No, not at all. This is something it's always being worked on so that you can kind of get to a point where things stabilize a bit. And yes, you will always have a mini list of things, even when you're done with this one, but it's a very small one and it's really not that big of a deal. I still do this like every month and I course it out over the course of like 3 to 4 months. So you'll always have a list, but the first one is usually a monster because there's a lot of things that maybe you've been ignoring that you really need to be paying attention to. So now that you've made a plan with your list, you've created some stability and something to kind of fall back on. You have now hopefully some sense of peace that all that needs to be done has a plan, that it's all being moved forward, and that you can trust yourself with it. When you just are thinking of things left, right, and you're not paying attention to things, you really don't develop a good trust with yourself. So actually writing this down and scheduling it is going to be huge for you. And most importantly, once you've built the stability, you don't even need to have all of the stuff done, but once you know that you are going to be doing it and that you've got a plan, you can move into scheduling all of the fun stuff. So my last step is schedule out the things that are fun, that bring you joy, that are exciting. Yes, you've got all the other details scheduled out. That's great, but that's not the focus. The point of your life is not to be, paying all your bills and cleaning your closet and going through old drawers. That's not the point. The point of your life is to enjoy your life and to have fun and to express yourself in the ways that you want to express yourself. So that is my last thing that I would like you to do, is go through and schedule out fun plans with friends. If you're really into sports games, schedule out going to professional sports games, whatever it might be, concerts, coffee shops, beautiful hotels where you can sit in the lobby and you just love the way it feels being in certain environments. Schedule those things out. Make sure you always have something to look forward to. If you know what your dreams are, if you know what you're working towards, if you know what you love, do that. Schedule that out. But it's very important. Like, the space to be free and to be creative is incredible, but it needs a base to fall back on, which is why we just did steps 1 through 3. That gives us the base where now you kind of can run free and do your own thing, and you know that your life is still moving forward each and every step of the way. So that is it for me. These are my tips. This is still something I do. I just did this today, actually. just went through and did this. And I can't tell you how amazing I feel. And I hope that this is as life-changing for you as it is for me, because this is something that truly helped me go from being a disaster to having it pretty together. So, this does the same for you. That is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.